I am sorry. Hello, my curlies. Erica here from Coils and Curls. Welcome back to another Frizz-Free Friday. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Please hit it now and then share me with everyone you know. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. YouTube pays attention to that. Please leave a comment below because YouTube also uses that as an algorithm for recommending me. And we need to get me to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. If each video is 20 minutes, 15 minutes, that's a lot of minutes. So if you would all please start watching videos, I would appreciate it. I humbly ask of you. This day has gotten later and later. 2.5 hours on the phone with a new mobile phone carrier. Third person who got me actually fixed all my problems, hopefully, fingers crossed, and she said she was going to check out my videos, so I hope she does. Thank you, Jean. I appreciate all your help today. Moving on to what is important in this world, volume. This is a suggestion from one of my subscribers. We are going to be focusing on all the different ways to get volume, especially as our curls thin. As your curls thin, there aren't the same amount of hairs in each curl. So what happens is they start to link together and bundle together, and that drags your hair down because it doesn't allow them to volumize, for lack of a better term. As you can see, we are starting from complete scratch. We are going to put in all of the products that we need to put in, and then we are going to start the styling. But I'm going to show you guys every step of the way, I promise. I used the Curlsmith Shine Recipe Shine Conditioner. Now I'm going to use the Shine Cream, which is their leave-in cream conditioner. What I like to do is I like to put it in soaking wet hair, flipped upside down. One thing that I want to show everyone, as far as getting volume when you flip upside down, if you bend halfway over, you are not getting the hair off of the scalp. It's still laying on it. So the best way to get volume and to get the hair off the scalp is, if you can, and you're flexible enough, is to look behind you. And let me show you what I mean. So I'm bent all the way over. I'm looking behind me, and this way my hair is hanging off of the scalp parallel to the floor. And that's how you get your hair to be off the scalp and get that volume that we want. Today I'll be using the Curlsmith Shine Recipe Styling Gel. It's the number 9 hold. It's very thick and heavy, so I may thin it out a little bit with some of the Shine Cream. So I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to add in the Shine Recipe Shine Cream, which is the leave-in conditioner. I'm using about half of the amount of the gel. Now you have to remember, if you have fine hair, you don't need as much product as I'm using. Once you know your hair and the product you're using, you have a guideline of how much to use. The first thing I'm going to do is the ends. So we're going to squish it into the ends. Squish, a very technical term. Because the ends are the driest, you want to make sure that you get them completely and thoroughly. If you have a thick head of hair like I used to have, or some of the vloggers that you see, they have to section their hair in order to apply the product because their hair is so thick. Those of us who are more mature have less hair to contend with, myself included. To get closer to the scalp where you do need less product, we're going to squirt some gel, some of the Shine Cream to thin it out. And it does look very puffy and thick, but it definitely does not leave that on my hair. Now I'm going to show you how to get it closer to the scalp and how to get the hair completely off your scalp while you're styling. To get the product close to the scalp, you just want to gently stick your fingers and your hand in, and that's going to deposit it close to the scalp, and move on to the other side gently at your scalp. So in that position where you're looking behind you, if you can, you're going to pull the hair up and away from the scalp. Where you want your hair to come forward is now where you're going to gently pull. I like this to come forward to hide my thinning front area. Now you're going to gently cup the curls, squeeze, and hold for 15 seconds, or 10, whatever you can muster. You do this all the way around to force the curls back in with the heat of your hand. Now, after you come back upright is when you want to place your hair where you want it to fall. Stick the clips in before you start to unbundle and dissect those curls. See this huge bundle that was together? You want to take those apart because those are the curls that, number one, will cause your clumps not to curl properly. And then you wind up with pieces that do nothing. And once they're dry, you're done. You're not going to get the height because they're going to be pulled down by the weight of that bundle, that bulk. That's why you want to go through and disconnect things. That is the best way to get volume. But you want to be careful because you don't want to create frizz. So you want to smooth everything. You see how everything is all wrapped on it? You want to undo that. You don't want things to be wrapped because that prevents you from getting volume. These are just way too big. And you can see how my curls have thinned. I never had to worry about this when I was 20 or 30 or even 40. But now one hair will pull everything out of whack. Now that I have my part, not really a part, I'm going to stick the clips in to keep it off my scalp. Usually right over here, my hair falls, and that won't give me the rounded full shape that I like. It's going to give me more of a triangular shape. Setting it up before it starts to dry in a position that you're not happy with. Now, these curls here, this wisp of hair, this is some of my new growth from my serum that I'm not using properly or frequently enough. See this culprit right here that comes forward? I want that to not be flat and I want it to be separated. And when you run your fingers, you completely run it down the hair shaft so that this way you're not creating frizz on the ends. Now I lift again, stick the clip in, and then hold. And this way, you're forcing those curls back in. Also, as you're putting your clips in, before you really get in there to dissect your curls, what you want to do, for me, my swirl is on this side, so I need a little more hair to be shifted that way. Before you put your clips in to help hide some of your issues, you can come to the side, pull it in the direction you want it to hover, and then you'll put your clips in. So you're gently grasping, and then you want to make sure that you have enough lift. And then your second clip will go there, and then gently hold it for the 10 to 15 seconds to force that curl back in. If I was not blow drying and I was drying naturally, I would come in where some of this area is flat. And this way you get some lift before it dries. I like to go in with my fingers as claws. I use my fingers a lot. Now, because you want the hair to go in this direction, you are going to put the clip in that direction. So you see? And then what you're doing is you're leaving it in an upright position so that the hair is already coming out and not laying flat. This is when you dissect those curls that will give you an issue later. And also you want to make sure that they're being able to curl to their best curl potential, because if you let them dry like that, they're going to stay like that. They won't get tight. One hair can pull it all out of whack. It's insane, but that's what happens as we mature. So I am going to do something with it because it's not laying right. And I can see where it's breaking. And then you can see how it starts to curl better. Can you all see this one hair? This one hair. And then you have to start looking at the whole curl itself to see what's the problem. Why doesn't it want to curl? And if I pull it tightly, I see this one break right here. You see how it's all attached. All of these will cause those curls to not curl properly. It is sad. I understand. Wow. I don't want to mess with it too much because that will create some frizz. Sometimes you may need to just do a little flipping of your clips if they start to fall. Now you want to get up close and personal with your mirror because see this curl here? That will not curl correctly and it will lay there like, what would it lay there like? A pancake? Lay there like a wet sack of potatoes? I don't know. You see how that curl is still attached? We want to get it unattached because if you don't set it up the first time, you will have a problem for the rest of the week. This is not happy, but this is one of my problems, and I know it. Now, sometimes you wind up pulling a little bit of extra product off, so you might have to go back in and add a little bit. This is all going to make my hair unhappy. Well, it won't make my hair unhappy. It will make me unhappy. And we don't want an unhappy Erica. Will that be happy enough? Wrap it around your finger, hold it for a couple of seconds, remove, and then loosen down your finger. Now I'm going to go over it again with a little bit of the Shine Gel because as I was separating, you can feel the product on your fingers. You know it's coming out. So you want to just add a little bit. If you have to thin it with water so that it doesn't pull at the little ends, do that. This is very thick and you don't want that to create more frizz. I'm going to add a little water and emulsify it so it feels more like a thin gel. It's a little too sticky still. I'm doing a half of a spray of water at a time because I don't want to thin it too much, but I don't want it to pull anything out of place. That's better. So now we're just going to gently over the canopy and smooth it down as we go. Anything that's starting to fall because you're moving around, you want to open, flip it back up, and then close. So if you lean forward and you're happy with the way everything is looking and curling, then you're good. If you're not happy, you want to set it up and fix it before it dries, because once it dries, it's done. Ciao for now, my curlies. If you will. And if you don't mind, please leave a comment below. Something nice. Now the question is, will it cocktail nicely or will it leave weird things in my hair? Ooh. Okay. Oh, crap. Coming. I'm through. I'll be back. Today I'll be using... I never know where to put it, so it's seeable in front of me. Oh my goodness. Okay. For the emulsifying, you really have to step this up because you're upset. All right. Should I start again? I already said that. That's why applying to the ends is the most important. About yay much. I'm silly. Oh, crap. To get the product onto your scalp, I really could have sworn I did that. It's so bizarre. These are, these are, hello. And this is all very what I want. So, there's that word again. Like the F-bomb. There's that word again.